Hei kaikille ja tervetuloa tähän Electro Wavesin ja IPEVOn järjestämään webinaariin. Tänään julkistamme uuden IPEVO-mallin V4k Proon ja näemme siitä demon. Samalla myös julkistamme loppuvuoden tilauksia koskevan kampanjahinnoittelun IPEVOn dokumenttikameramallistolle. IPEVOlta meillä on mukana Sofia Chang, Justin Lee ja Silin Yeo. Erikoisvieraanamme on Arlene Tucker, taiteilija ja opettaja, ja hän kertoo, miten hän hyödyntää työssään IPEVOn dokumenttikameroita. Minä olen Jorma Kaarela, IPEVO-tuotepäällikkö Electro Wavesilta, ja kanssani on täällä Lotta Roos, joka vastaa Electro Wavesin markkinoinnista. And now Sofia tells you more about IPEVO.
Hi, thanks, Jorma. Okay, so firstly, please let me share my screen. Hi everyone, I'm Sophia from IPEVO, and I'm currently the sales representative from IPEVO. And today I also have my colleague Justin and Silin to be here with us. Okay, let's get started. Okay, firstly, I want to talk about our office and warehouse around the world. Our headquarters is in Taiwan, and we have warehouse and office in UK and in the Netherlands. Okay, here's a short introduction about IPEVO. And IPEVO was established in 2007, and we design and manufacture all the products in Taiwan. And now our main product is document camera, and we also have other accessories like phone stand and communication tools. And now our main market is in education, and we are also developing other industry like medical care, legal, or public sectors. And our design process is experience-driven. That is, we will collect customers' feedback and provide more simple and flexible solutions. And also, our products are available on Amazon. So as you can see here, our products have very high rating and ranking. Okay, here are some unique benefits of IPEVO products. Our products are easy to use, plug and play, portable, affordable, and we also provide free software. And also, all the products are designed and manufactured in Taiwan. Okay, right now I want to show you our product. Okay, firstly, on left side of this page, you can see DuCam USB DACam. It has two colors, yellow and gray, and it is the lightest model among IPEVO products, and it is very portable. So you can just fold it, and the size will be just like a pencil case. Okay, and in the middle of this page, you can see VCR. VCR has HDMI and USB mode, so you can connect your VCR to your TV or projector directly. Next one is V4k. V4k has USB mode, and it has adjustable joints, and it is one of our best sellers. And next one is VZX. It has Wi-Fi and HDMI and USB mode, so you can connect your VZX to your tablets or laptops wirelessly. Okay, right now I'm delighted to introduce our latest product, V4k Pro. It is the world's first DACam with an AI-enhanced microphone. That is, it has noise reduction function. And my colleague Justin will also show you how this amazing function works later. Okay, apart from hardware, we also have software. You can do recording or annotation on your computers by downloading and using Visualizer, or you can use Whiteboard on your tablets, or you can even download iDACam and use on your smartphone and turns your smartphone into a DACam. So basically, by using IPEVO document cameras, you can do many things, like you can do distance learning, live demo, or record your lessons. So how can document cameras help with your teaching? I think the most important two things is it can increase classroom engagement and visualize all physical materials. So you can use in your science class, art class, or even in your math class. Okay, this is all from my part, and I hope you can have a better understanding about IPEVO, and thanks for your listening.
Thank you, Sophia, for the great company intro, and I hope by now you would have a better understanding of the products and solutions IPEVO provide. So now I'm going to pass the microphone to Jorma. So Jorma is going to do a presentation and introduce us to Electro Waves. So I'll hand the mic to Jorma.
Electro Waves on vuodesta 1999 alkaen toiminut suomalainen perheyritys, ja meitä on tällä hetkellä 36 työntekijää. Electro Wavesin liikevaihto on noin 10 miljoonaa euroa. Ja me toimimme AV-laitteiden maahantuonnissa, ja me myöskin suunnittelemme AV-järjestelmiä, me asennamme tarvittaessa meiltä hankitut laitteet ja sitten huollemme ja ylläpidämme niitä. Toimimme sopimustoimittajana useissa julkisen sektorin puitesopimuksissa, kuten Helsingin kaupunki, Helsingin yliopisto, Keravan, Salon, Porin ja Oulun kaupungit sekä Itä-Suomen yliopisto. Ja me toimitamme kouluille ja oppilaitoksille AV-teknisiä laitteita joko jälleenmyyjiemme kautta tai suoraan yksittäisinä tuoteerinä sekä valmiiksi asennettuina järjestelminä. Me toimimme koko Suomen alueella ja sen lisäksi myöskin Ruotsissa. Siellä meillä on toimisto ja 3 myyntihenkilöä. Oppilaitosten lisäksi palvelemme yrityksiä, varustellen heidän kokoustilojaan AV- ja videoneuvottelujärjestelmillä ja toteutamme valvomoratkaisuja viranomaisille ja teollisuuden käyttöön. Meillä on myöskin palveluliiketoimintaa. Meillä on AV-järjestelmien huolto- ja ylläpitopalvelut tarvittaessa 24/7 periaatteella. Ja tämän palvelutuotannon suhteen olemme hyvin omavaraisia. Meillä on oman henkilökunnan voimin toteutettavissa asennus, huolto, ohjelmointi, suunnittelu ja ylläpito. Tämän lisäksi me työllistämme myöskin merkittävän joukon alalla toimivia freelancereita. Ja toimimme myöskin toisten puitesopimustoimijoiden alihankkijana useissa kohteissa. No, Electro Wavesin ja IPEVOn yhteistyö alkoi noin 2 vuotta sitten Helsingin kaupungin kilpailuttaessa dokumenttikamerahankintojaan. Tähän mennessä olemme toimittaneet jo lähes 3000 IPEVOn dokumenttikameraa Helsingin kaupungin kouluille ja toisen asteen oppilaitoksille. Jotain IPEVOn kameroiden laadusta kertoo se, että tuosta noin 3000 kappaleesta takuuhuollossamme on tähän mennessä käynyt vain 2 kappaletta. Seuraavaksi Justin Lee esittelee uusimman IPEVO-mallin V4k Pro. Ole hyvä.
Thank you, Jorma, for the amazing intro. So my name is Justin, and I guess it's now the time to introduce you guys to the latest IPEVO document camera model, the V4k Pro, which Sophia touched on earlier. So as you can see, I'm at home, I'm working from home, and I have 2 cameras set up for this webinar. So this camera I'm waving at shows you the environment I'm in. So I have a laptop and a document camera. It's a pretty typical setup for working from home or for distance teaching. And this camera, which captures me from a webcam's perspective, is in fact the V4k Pro document camera, which I'm going to demo today. So just wanted to share a very quick info with you all. So the V4k is our best-selling and most popular camera model. And here I have the V4k Pro, which is the upgraded version of the V4k. So it's newer and it's better. So it has this classic design of the IPEVO camera. So it has a very flexible arm and a twistable camera head. So it allows you to capture objects from different height and angle. The camera is also USB plug and play. So that means the setup takes like 30 seconds to complete. So you simply connect the USB to your laptop's port, and then you open any software like Zoom, Google Meet, or OBS. And then you just select the camera in the list, and then the image will show up instantly and in real time on the computer screen. So this is why teachers love it, because the setup is so simple, it takes a little time. And so they can actually spend the time on preparing their curriculum or to prepare their teaching. So if you fold the camera like this is the storage mode. So this is great for traveling. You just simply throw it into a backpack and then you can travel with it easily. And the camera is that small, like the size of a palm. So when you place it on your desk, it takes up only a little space. So it allows you more space to do artwork or any kind of teaching. So now imagine you're a teacher who wants to solve a math problem in an online lesson. So traditionally, you would kind of have to write everything on a notepad and then hold it up like this so that your audience can see what's written on the paper. This is definitely workable, but you don't get to show and explain the step in real time. So with a document camera, you just simply place the notepad on your desk, and then you reposition the camera like this. So and then we press the focus button. And then you get to show the math equation on your computer screen. And apart from showing it, you can kind of solve it in real time. And if we swap the notepad with a coloring book, so here I have a coloring book. So you see this great color reproduction. The color is very vivid. And this is all because that the V4k Pro has a very powerful image sensor. So I can show the artwork and then do the art in real time. This is great for any art teachers or science teachers. I can also swap this with let's say here I have a Lego set. We know that a lot of science teachers, they use the camera to capture experiments or like model building. So I can have, let's say, a manual. So I can show it. So I press the focus here. And I show it side by side so I can build the model and show the step-by-step of the building. And this is a very interactive way of teaching. I also have a very cool Aerobics Cube here. So we know sometimes you use the camera to capture videos, and the camera works in 30 FPS. So that makes it great. Like my voice and the video, they sync up perfectly. So great for recording videos. And you can even use it to scan documents. And in fact, we provide a free software called Visualizer that can be downloaded from our website. It has features like a snapshot or video recording or streaming. They even have advanced features like slow motion or time-lapse video. So it really maximizes the camera's usability. We also realized that different users have different preferences when it comes to image settings. So we actually installed a few very useful buttons on the top of the camera. So here you see the buttons on the top of the camera. And I'm going to show you how they work quickly. So this is the focus button. So by pressing the focus button, I get to manually focus on the image. And if I press and hold for 2 seconds, I get to lock the focus. So this is really useful for, let's say, art teachers. They want to show the art creation process, and they don't want the focus to kind of keep on readjusting. So by locking the focus, it will fix the focus on the image they're capturing. So when their hands move onto the camera, it will always stay at the image. It will stay there. And here I have another button. It's called the LED. So the LED, if I press it, you see that if you are using the camera in a dark room, it really helps your object to stand out. So it creates this great contrast. And another way to light up the image is to use the exposure button. So here I can increase or decrease the exposure. So this is another way to kind of make adjustments to the image. And finally, we have this, what we call the magical switch. It's the AI voice enhancement feature, which I'm going to show you how it works. So let me just quickly reposition my camera back to webcam. Okay, so now I'm back in the webcam mode, and I'm going to show you how the AI feature really works. So we know that there are times when you have to work in a noisy environment, and you really have no choice but to work there. And if it's noisy, your audience don't get to hear what you're saying, and it really disrupts your teaching or communication. So we installed this AI-powered microphone in the V4k Pro. So it filters out the noise, so it can be dog barking or car running by. And by filtering out the noise, it enhances the voice of you speaking. So it really makes my voice clearer, especially when I'm in front of a group of audience. So I'm going to simulate this by playing a clip on my phone. So I have a clip of a dog barking. So it's a bit loud. So I'm going to simulate this noisy environment and show you how the AI really works. So now I'm going to play the clip on my phone. So you can hear that the dog is barking in the background, and my voice is now not clear. So if I switch on the AI, now with the AI feature switch on, my voice is now clear once again. And if I switch the AI back off, you hear that there is a pretty loud noise in the background. If I switch the AI back on, so now the AI is on, and you hear that my voice is really clear and you can emphasize. So the AI feature is really the most powerful feature of this V4k Pro. And the V4k Pro is in fact the only camera on the planet Earth to be equipped with this AI technology. So I hope you like the demo. And if you have any other questions, feel free to post in the QA session, and we will get back to you at the end of the webinar. And so, yes, so now I will hand the mic to Arlene. So Arlene, she's going to share with us her unique experience of using IPEVO cameras for teaching and for her inspiring Dear Art project. So I'll pass the microphone to Arlene.
Moi, kiitos. Siis mä puhun suomea, mutta mä esitän englanniksi. Sä voit aina valita millä kielellä sä haluaisit ilmaista itseäsi. Ja tärkeintä on, että löydämme tavan ymmärtää toisiamme. Mut on tosi kiva olla täällä teidän kanssa. Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Yeah. So Dear You is a project I created in 2013. And the idea was to find ways of sharing perspectives, creating art with each other. At that point, I was quite new to Finland, and I felt very far away from everybody, as this was a new home for me. And so by creating a network of schools around the world, kids and teachers could share and make art together. And I will say also that, just to give you a bit of a backstory, that how IPEVO came into my worldview was when I was working at a kindergarten in Espoo, and I was doing Dear You there, and a parent of one of my students was actually working at IPEVO. So she introduced me and said, like, I think that maybe these products could help with the cross-cultural communication and also the creative process. And so ever since then, we've been working together. Here are some examples of the kind of process-based projects. I call them pathfinders because we all find our own subjective way of understanding and creating. So we use natural materials. This is a school in South Africa. We use different techniques of how to express ourselves. This is a school in Greenland. And this is a school in Espoo. And every part of the exchange is a door to discover something new and to learn something about ourselves and each other. And IPEVO has been a real rock in that creating connections and trust and understanding. I use analog and digital methods to communicate and as well as create. So for example, we have made environmental art. So this is a school in Helsinki. We've made environmental art, and because the products are, the cameras are portable and wireless, these students used it to help take pictures and also to make the exchange with their school in Denmark. I remember that. And then here, the kids in Espoo are sharing their artwork with their friends in Taiwan. And you see the camera is right here. And they're sharing the worlds that they've been growing, their miniature worlds. And because the camera angles, it was really helpful in communicating very detailed perspectives. Whereas I remember before IPEVO came into our world, we were mostly using Skype, and I didn't have an external camera. So everybody was crowding around the camera like this, but with the external camera with the movable head, it gave much more flexibility to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a great example of that, where we hooked up the camera to the computer, which was then projected so that everybody could be more relaxed in sharing. And actually the school in Vietnam also had an IPEVO camera, so it was very comparable to do that. This is an older model, but I will also mention that I just got a message from the teacher in Greenland last week who did Dear You with us in 2014. And she mentioned in the email, and we still have the IPEVO camera and it still works. So I have been using older models and also newer models throughout the years. Yeah, so, you know, for me, the obvious advantage with the camera is when we're dealing with communication processes with different countries. But I can say as an artist and as an educator, it's also been really helpful and given more possibilities for the creative process as well. So for example, when I did a week-long Master of Play camp workshops in Taiwan, and we were experimenting with different ways to express ourselves and to be more playful. And we are here using the wireless camera, which allowed us to be very mobile and to be active, that the camera was also a moving element within the play and within the creation process. And here I have in my hand this magic wand drawing tool, which we could then draw onto the screen. And I've also used that in Finland as well when I was teaching at the school. And I guess here, you know, my own approach is very child-centered and always focusing on the process, not the end result. And so when I've introduced these tools to the children, it's also given them space and freedom to think of other ways that they could use the drawing tool. And I think definitely a couple people came up and just tried to use this somewhere else, or we made a game out of it in a different way. My point is that it gave us freedom to experiment. Yeah. There's always space for more participants and for more schools and artists to share. I know that at the moment I've been working mostly from home, so this has been very helpful when I'm making or showing, and here again teaching in different sectors. So, but when I did travel, it's very compact, and so for example, the last time I did a Dear You workshop live was in Colombia, and I could easily pack up the camera and take it with me there. So that was very helpful. But I think Justin has some questions.
Yes, I do have some additional questions because it's an amazing sharing. But we would like to know, because we know that the Dear You Out project has been running for a while. So when you first began, have you ever considered using any kind of technologies or tools to connect kids, especially when you're connecting kids across the world? Yes.
Yeah, well, before IPEVO, then I was mostly using Skype as the format to communicate, but also in Dear You, the main, you use snail mail. So there's the tangible analog aspect, but then when the kids would sometimes meet, we have used Skype, for example.
And we also know that document camera, the product, it's also something that is quite new to teachers. Maybe now teachers get to know it better, but so how did you actually find out about, like, there's a product called document camera that ever exists on the planet Earth, or how did you find out about IPEVO? And how did IPEVO really stand out from like similar solutions out there? Yes.
Well, I found out about it through the parent of one of my students, because she was working at IPEVO and suggested that this could be a really good supportive tool in not only in the cross communication process, but also in the creative process. Okay, but that was the first time that I had I started using a document camera. And now that I'm thinking about it, you know, another way that I've been using the camera is not only in this sense where it's live, but also in taking photographs, because I don't have a scanner at home. So I could just, you know, change the angle of my camera and then snapshot it. And that also reminds me, now all of this is coming back to me, that it also reminds me that when you could take the camera and there's an editing tool within the program that you can then edit the picture. And that's what the kids were finding out on their own when we were playing around with the
so
tool.
It's like an interactive process. They also get to kind of make changes to the pictures.
Exactly.
So finally, one last question is how we know that the pandemic happens all of a sudden and everything, you know, is now virtual. So how were you coping with this sudden transition to like virtual teaching? And did you find IPEVO helpful, or did IPEVO kind of come out to provide a different solution, a solution that is different to how you were using it in like a physical setting?
Yeah. So at that time, I was classroom teacher at Rasun Peruskoulu elementary school in Helsinki, and the whole school had just gotten new document cameras, and then the next day or something like that, it was very close, we all had to start working from home. I was very lucky in the sense that I had my own IPEVO document camera at home, but it did help a lot in the, showing the work as you were showing with the math problem. That helped me immensely with, and also taking pictures. That was another way, but, and not only instructional, but we also started playing around with, like for example, in art class, I would draw or paint or show something, and we could then make little scores that would go along with that. But the camera was a tool in assisting with the creative process.
It's really great to know that IPEVO is the solution for that, because we know that obviously during the pandemic there are a lot of challenges. So we are also grateful to know that teachers love the solution, and it really helps them to kind of cope with this sudden change, and makes teaching a lot easier and more enjoyable. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I only have two hands. So to put something down and then to angle the camera in a way that it does its job and I can do my job. So that was very helpful. But I also know that, from the artistic side, artist friends of mine have borrowed my document camera in their performances because it's stable and it's non-obtrusive, so that's very compact. And actually that applies to the classroom as well. I don't know if you remember, but before we had these giant reflectors and projectors, but then all of a sudden when we came back, it was just this stick camera, and so kids could better see the screen, for example. That was a comment from a child, I remember.
So I really appreciate your sharing of like the real use cases and how the camera assists you with teaching. So thanks a lot for fully sharing.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, so now I'm going to hand the mic back to Jorma. So Jorma is going to let us know a very exciting promotion he's going to share. So I'll let Jorma share the screen and hand the mic back to him.
Nyt todellakin me julkistamme tälle loppuvuodelle kampanjahinnoittelun näille IPEVOn kameroille. Eli kaikista tilauksista nyt tämän loppuvuoden aikana annetaan 25% alennus näistä malleista, jotka tässä slaidilla on nyt lueteltu, ja se kampanjahinta näkyy nyt tuossa slaidilla myöskin. Tämä VZ R8MP on nyt se malli, jota olemme toimittaneet Helsingin kaupungille isoja määriä, ja se on ollut siellä hyvin suosittu. Eli siinä on sekä USB- että HDMI-lähdöt, eli sitä voidaan jakaa sitten PC:lle sitä kuvaa ja näyttää myöskin luokassa. No nyt sitten on tämä uusi malli, V4k Pro, jossa on tämä hämmästyttävän hyvä mikrofonisysteemi. Sen kampanjahinta on nyt 255 €. Sitten on VZ-sarjasta langaton malli, joka Wi-Fi-tekniikalla sitten siirtää kuvan langattomasti eteenpäin. Hinta 469 €. Ja sitten on nämä todella pienet kätevät Ducamit, josta on tämä Creators Edition, eli nämä värikkäät mallit, ja sitten normaali USB-liitäntäinen malli, hinnat 267 ja 205 €. Nämä on siis alvi nolla hintoja. Ja livenä nämä tuotteet on nähtävillä ITK-messuilla. Mä olen itse siellä nämä kaikki 3 päivää, ja myöskin Arlene tulee vierailemaan ITK-messuilla ainakin yhtenä messupäivänä. Kiitoksia teille kaikille mielenkiinnosta, ja sitten voidaan siirtyä näihin kysymys-vastausosiin. So we are getting back to Q&A, so Justin, you can take over.
And thanks Jorma for the great promotion. I hope you're all very excited by the deal Jorma shared with us. So now it's towards the end of the webinar, we have a Q&A session, and we see that Anna, you shared 2 questions you have regarding the V4k Pro's feature. So you asked that, is the IPEVO mic better than the one on a Mac? We all know that the MacBook microphone is really good. It's perhaps a microphone that is too good to be bad. But in fact, using the V4k Pro and the Mac microphone, we are talking about 2 different use cases. We know that the V4k Pro has the noise reduction feature. So the Mac microphone does not have this voice, noise reduction feature. So if you are in a noisy room, you can always use the V4k Pro's microphone. And for other scenarios, if you are kind of using, you are speaking, you are close to the laptop, you might consider using the Mac microphone. But like me, I was doing the demo and I was kind of speaking closer to the V4k Pro, and my voice might be clearer, as I'm close to the V4k Pro. So in that case, I would use the V4k Pro microphone. And with plus the AI feature, it really makes the sound a lot clearer. And another question you have is the resolution of the 4K of the IPEVO V4k Pro. So I guess if you can kindly share with us your email in the chat, we can send you a sample video that shows you how good the image quality is, so you can get to compare. And so the highest image quality the V4k Pro is capable of capturing is near 4K. So that's a really high image resolution. And but I guess it's always easier for you to kind of have a sample video. And we will also provide another link to like a tutorial video to show you how, the image quality work, or how you can play around with the resolution settings. So we appreciate the questions, and we did see the email you shared. So we will follow up with you and send you a video for you to check out. Yes. So I don't see any other questions. So if Hannah or anyone else have any other questions, please feel free to ask. This is a great time to ask questions. So if you any like sales related questions or feature related, feel free to ask. Or my colleague Celine, she will post the emails in the chat. So we will have the Jorma's email. So if you are interested in the promotional deal Jorma shared, feel free to just email him, email Electro Waves. And if you have any product related questions, like how to use IPEVO, how to maximize it for your teaching or for your customers, feel free to email Sales International. So this one will goes to Sophia, and Sophia will help you out with any questions you have. So we see another question, and this one is in Finnish. So I guess I'll ask for Jorma's help to translate.
I think this is more like personal question.
Okay.
Between 2 participants, so I don't comment.
Okay. Okay, so if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask now, or you can just use email. Or if you have any greetings you would like to send to Jorma or Sophia or us, feel free to post in the chat. Okay, I see a smiling face. That's great. Thank you too for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. And I guess so. Yes, like I said, if you have other questions, feel free to email. And thank you once again for joining this webinar. And thank you, Jorma and Arlene, for the great sharing. And hopefully we can host another webinar in the future. But for now, I guess that's it for today. So thank you all for joining us, and goodbye to you all, and have a great day or have a great evening whenever you are. So we will see you later. See you very soon. Yes.
I would like to also thank all from IPEVO. This was a great opportunity to promote your product here in our marketplace. Ja kiitos kaikille myöskin täältä Suomesta, ketkä osoititte mielenkiintoa ja varasitte aikaa osallistuitte tähän. Oikein hyvää syksyn jatkoa kaikille.
So thank you all, and have a great day. Bye bye everyone.